Welcome back to my channel. And this video, I'm gonna title it Stop Killing the Planet. You know why I'm titling it that? Well, cause we're sucking all of the resources. And I'm guilty too. I got some of that on my neck. But we're taking all these resources out of the ground. And there's just no repercussion to nature at all. You can use Google Earth and explore around the world, and clear cutting is quite devastating. And if you just look up facts on the rainforest or any of that material, I'm sure it's not going to make you happy. I mean, you can look it up, but yeah, they're cutting down a lot of trees. Sorry, tangly hair. But yeah, going into this, I want to state that we want, and I also would like to thank, at the beginning of this, Bernard Alvarez. You can go and check his channel out. I'll put maybe a link or something, or in the description. And yeah, it helped me to do this. Is that we have to go into all of this. If we really want to make a change in the system, you can't be going into it, and I know I'm guilty of doing this, of being angry upon it, because if we are expressing anger to the system, most of the people in our vicinity of that aren't the people that are actually at the top. So it's really not, all you're doing is harming your brothers and your sisters, and your fellow man. You're not really harming the monsters at the top. But by being kind and compassionate, you can help to spread the word. And if purity and kindness and compassion inspired in people, it can inspire whistleblowers and many other people to come forward with things that they know. And if they know that we also forgive them, and that if in coming forward, it actually is a repentance to them. Because with God and all that, sorry to have to segue into this. I know a lot of you people are oh my God, no, not into God. But God already would know anything that you have done, already. Because it's an expression through us. You are a part of God. Just as much as this table is a part of God. And everything else. There's nothing that you can't really have it to be a secret from. So, and the basis of it is love and kindness and compassion. So you're really not the Jehovah and the negative biblical figures that were imposed by Western world and European cultures. You can disregard that, because there's a lot of tribal and hundreds versus 3 or 4 of opinions where God just is love and kindness and compassion. And the only way for some of these people to work through the mistakes that they have made is if they truly understand that they aren't scarred forever. They're forgiven. Especially if they help to make change, it would even make more of a difference in the karmic aspect of it. But yeah, we're sucking up all the gold out of the ground, and yet we use a paper currency, do we not? It's been pretty heavily implemented since 1913, and the Federal Reserve and Jekyll Island, and lots of credit cards, and 99% of money, you can look this up, is digital. So, but all the royal families and deep bloodlines, if you want to go back in time, have a lot of gold, in reservoir, in bullion form. They even have shows where they show the queen's gold, and it's this huge vault, and it's that's not hers. She has it under her name, but it's under that family, and it's under that matrix of control, the grid, the banks, with the Federal Reserve, the Rockefellers, a whole bunch of them, but just to name that one. But we have collectively like agreed upon all of these things. Like this whole matrix of control has been collectively agreed upon. And one really thing I want to interject here is that there is this pygmy race, and it goes to show you how like a culture can be, that even though they are like of a lineage to us, they're so different. And it shows kind of where we came from. And I know language can be used as like a highly manipulative tool, and they do that through like law and all of that because they're legally doing horrible things and, you know, harming the planet, harming people, harming civilians. Like if you look up MK Ultra, so many of the things that they're doing are unhumane, but it's all legal, like through the legal legal garble, blah blah. Like, but yeah, like there's even like people who are like, if you look up like I saw on my Facebook that there was people who had become famous because they started their career industry as porn stars, and there's quite a few of them, and like I'm not even gonna name any of them because I'm sure you know what I'm talking about, and it's just so condoned and accepted by our society. And we're all growing up in this world where our values are pretty much depleted to almost nothing, and we're become like devices for the system. And there's like war going all around the world, like, and poverty and starvation. And it's really this negative paradigm that they have kind of instilled in us people, like myself included, because like I mentioned about the pygmy race, kind of imagine how they have their own culture thing. We have our own westernized culture. Like, no matter what culture you're in a government, and all of the governments kind of have a collaboration. Like, it doesn't matter the language barrier, they have a collective. And you should know that, like, living on Earth should be really easy. Like just imagine, like, the birds and squirrels, animals running around in the forest. They have done all of that for so long without money, and we bring it in with the money, as if the money is, like, gonna fix things. Like with QE1, QE2, QE3, and then like QE infinity, because now they're just gonna keep doing it forever until, and if you don't know what QE3 is, look this up because this is fact. And they're printing paper currency, so all of your money gets devalued because they're printing more and more of it. But their gold reservoirs, if you actually think about this, will increase in value because what you have is less. And it kind of sucks, eh? If you think about that. But living on Earth should be easy. Like, if we have our natural resources, the plants, animals, people have done this for a long time without money, and without all of the need, and the worry, and the greed. Right? But in order to change things in the system, we have to really wake up and be positive and try to like share our ideas about like how to change things. There's this person, Mr. Astrotheology. I'll leave a link for him too. And I don't know all the rumors or hype that goes behind that, but in his videos he seems quite coherent and smart, and if you would look them up, you would learn something if you're into astrology, or learning about yourself, because all of you have an astrological component to you. As above, so below, you know, all that stuff. And Michael Tsarian. He goes very deep into the matrix of like our control grid, and dealing with different cults and religions all over the world, and how they have affected the human psyche and the mind. And if you don't think there's any seriousness to this, look up MK Ultra on Wikipedia, because there has been some deep meddling in the people's brains. And yeah, the only way to grow out of that and to help to change it is to forgive them and have them, because more whistleblowers will come forward if they know that we're not gonna, like, that we will actually support them. And, like, know that, like, even if someone does come forward and, like, they are still jailed or whatever, you know, like all the stuff that happened with other whistleblowers having to run away from the government, you're still protected by soul, and, like, it'll benefit you in the long run, and with reincarnation and all that. So, mwah. Much love. Laters.